If you've ever looked at a bottle of Saffron supplements, you've seen that number, 30 milligrams. It seems to be the golden rule, right? But what if I told you that number has way more to do with scientific budgets than it does with your personal health? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and find out if 30 milligrams of saffron is really enough.
Welcome to another video of Food Nourish Deep Dives, the videocast of foodnourish.net, where we explore topics like health, food, supplements, and alternative approaches to health and wellness. All right, let's just dive right in. That 30 milligrams of saffron a day recommendation you see pretty much everywhere, it feels like it's set in stone. But is it actually the magic number? Or is it possible that the whole story is a little more complicated?
So, first things first, let's play detective for a minute. Where in the world did this 30 milligram rule even come from? We've got to trace it back to the source to really understand it. And here's the big spoiler right up front. 30 milligrams is not some kind of magical one-size-fits-all dose. Not at all. It's really just a starting point, and it was born out of the very practical, real-world limitations of doing scientific research.
Okay, so let's get into the real reason. This is where it gets super interesting because it's all about what goes on behind the scenes when scientists are setting up a study.
Just take a look at this. In a perfect world, a study would try to find the absolute best dose for maximum effect. But we don't live in a perfect world. The reality is that researchers have to start with a dose that's, above all else, super safe and easy to measure.
And that's because of two huge constraints. First, you've got strict safety regulations. University review boards are, extremely cautious. They need to approve a low-risk starting dose. And second, and this is the big one, the cost. Saffron is literally more expensive than gold by weight. Imagine trying to supply hundreds of people in a study with a high dose. The budget would be astronomical.
So what does this all mean? It means 30 milligrams isn't the optimal dose. It's the minimum effective dose. It's basically the smallest amount they could use and still see some kind of measurable change in a study. Think of it as the starting line, not the finish line.
And this chart really drives the point home. The standard dose in most studies is that tiny 30 milligram bar. But look at this. Other studies, especially for more severe conditions, have safely used doses up to 300 or 400 milligrams. That's 10 times the standard amount. It just shows you how conservative that 30 milligram figure really is.
Okay, so if we know 30 milligrams is just the beginning, what should we really be focusing on? Well, it turns out the dosage number is only one small part of the equation. Quality is everything. I mean, a small dose of really pure, high-quality saffron is going to do way more for you than a huge dose of some cheap, diluted supplement. So you've got to watch for red flags, right? Things like a long list of fillers, shady proprietary blends that don't tell you how much saffron is actually in there, and definitely be wary if a company doesn't offer a money-back guarantee. And speaking of finding quality stuff, if you're looking for brands you can actually trust, we've put together a resource for you. Just head over to foodnourish.net/deals. We've collected deals from some of the best brands out there, like Perpetual Life, iHerb, Source Naturals, Nootropics Depot, and Bioptimizers. The link for that is right down in the description for you. Now, this quote here is just perfect. It says, taking saffron with poor gut health is like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. And that brings us to the next absolutely crucial piece of this puzzle, your body's ability to actually use the saffron you take. And here's the secret that most people have no idea about. Saffron works its magic by helping your body with serotonin production. But, and here's the plot twist, the vast majority of your body's serotonin, that feel-good chemical, isn't made in your brain. It's made in your gut. Your gut is like a little serotonin factory, and if that factory isn't running smoothly, the saffron can't do its job. So, now that we know all this, how do we actually put saffron to work for ourselves in the real world? Let's get into some super simple, practical tips to make sure you're getting every last bit of benefit. Okay, here is one of my favorite methods. It's so easy. Just get some actual saffron threads, pop them into your water bottle, and let them steep for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then you can just sip on it all day. It's fantastic. And if you want to get fancy, throw in some mint or a squeeze of lemon. Now for all you tea lovers out there, listen up, because this is a big one. Please, never use boiling water directly on your saffron. That intense heat will just destroy all the delicate, beneficial compounds. The trick is to let the water cool down for a minute or two before you add the threads. All right, we've busted the 30 milligram myth.
So the next logical step is to figure out how you can find your own personal sweet spot when it comes to saffron. And the process is really straightforward. Go ahead and start with that 30 milligram baseline. It's a proven safe starting point. Give it about 2 weeks and just pay attention. See how you feel. If you think you need a bit more, you can slowly, gradually increase to maybe 50 milligrams or even 100 milligrams. The most important thing is to just listen to your body. It'll tell you what's working. So where do most people end up? Well, everyone's different, of course, but anecdotally, a lot of people find their personal sweet spot is somewhere in that 50 to 100 milligram range. That's often where the benefits really become clear and noticeable.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. That 30 milligram number you see everywhere, it's not the final destination. It's just the very beginning of your saffron journey.
Which really leaves us with one final, empowering question. You are not a research subject on a tight budget, so forget the rule. The only thing that matters is what dose works for you. We really hope this deep dive helped clear things up. For a lot more detail and links to everything we talked about today, be sure to check out the resource article. We've linked it for you in the description. And hey, if you found this useful, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps our channel grow so we can keep delivering these deep dives. And of course, subscribe so you never miss another episode. Thanks so much for joining us.